Good morning. Welcome to Morning Love, your daily dose of love, hope, and encouragement from here at Buckwheat Farms Magic Emporium and Ballroom. We're glad you're here with us today. Thank you. We're heading up on 2,000 views. Like us, subscribe, and let's get this message out there. Today is kind of a great day. It's All Fool's Day. People want to joke and have fun and all this, and it's a wonderful kind of thing to do. But we've got a misconception of the fool. In fact, and I'll talk about it in a minute, but first I want to tell you, this is a cool day for me because this is the day when I really began my journey. This was a day of my birth and rebirth into the world of magic, into the world of actually using my will to change to achieve my desires, to change my present, to actually manipulate my reality. And it was April 1st of 2019, only 2 years ago, when I began this journey. I'd been meditating up to that time, but it had been all guided meditations or music-led meditation. And this was when I began my first journaling, my first entry into my first grimoire, the book of journals, the book of magic, the way that we learn to create and manipulate our mind. So my first meditation exercise was 20 minutes. I've been meditating for 2 months, but this was the first without music or audio guidance. Concentration was good. I came out of the meditation with a sense of awe, looking forward to tomorrow's meditation time. What a profound thing. But that has grown to 2 years later, where now I'm meditating and doing tarot readings as part of my mind manipulation, and it's progressed to where I'm writing 2 to 3 pages, sometimes 4 or 5 pages, journaling, and really cycling through things. And the process has been great. But it would not have begun without that first step, of that fool's journey, that first step. And again, interesting today, in my tarot readings, I drew the Fool card in the challenge slot. And the fool, we think of, oh gosh, it's foolish, don't be foolish, don't be foolish. I'm telling you to be foolish, because the fool is a place of infinite potential. The fool is that birthing place. And again, I started out with I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just going to journal. I've never really journaled before, not in this measure, not searching this deeply. And I just let it carry me. And I stepped off with faith into nothingness, like the fool. And we think it is a scary place. And I want to tell you, it is sometimes. And it's oftentimes why we come into the world kicking and screaming, because, and that's really what this is. It's a birth. It is the birthing. The Fool card is a symbol, a direct symbol of our birth. We leave this warm, fuzzy environment that is just where everything is perfect. Or maybe not, because there's some things going on in there, but still, it's a pretty cool place, and we know it because it's always been this way. And then we go out into this brand new experience that's never been this way. And we can either go into that experience white-knuckled and fearful, or we can, like the fool, step off and say, I'm trusting the divine, I'm trusting the universe, I'm trusting the life force in me, whatever you want to call it. I'm trusting that whatever it is, I can handle it. Whatever. The thing that hinders us are the lies that we tell ourselves. And one of those lies is always. Always. Whenever a roadblock comes up, and I'm guilty of this myself. Oh, it always happens at this time. It always happens. It always. We used to call it in the sales business. It was the self-fulfilling prophecy, when people would say, "This is the slow time of the year," And so things are always slow at this time of the year. So the reality you create is what you're focusing on. And so when we say always, because the reality, if we were to really break it down, isn't that it always happens. It's that it sometimes happens. And sometimes the other happens. It's just that our focus is on the negative aspect of that. See, that's that Adamic nature. That's that earthbound nature. Because the divine knows no negative. That's why when we need to be careful in how we construct our ideas, because the divine life force that's in those ideas, the creative life forces in those ideas, creates along positive lines. It doesn't, you can't say, I don't want to do this, because as soon as you say, I don't want to do this, your focus turns to doing it. The creative focus turns to doing it, because there's no negative in the divine. It's all a creative, positive, moving force outside of what we deem as good and bad, because there is no duality. It's just a positive, moving force. So, today, stop telling yourself that it always works out badly. Look at the reality and say, sometimes it works out well. Often it works out well. Change your mind to believing, to understanding, to receiving that it always works out well. Always be the fool. Namaste.